Good morning and welcome to the Bedford Team Relays, sponsored by Zone 3 and Big Bobble Hats. The format is that everyone swims, then everyone bikes, then everyone runs. Please try and stay in the order in which you have registered your team so we know the identity of each team member of the course at any one time. All tagging takes place in transition and the timing chip is your baton. You will swap this over to your teammate once you have completed your discipline. The timing chip should be worn on your wrist. Please make sure this is securely fastened and doesn't get lost in the water. You may leave transition after you finish each discipline via the red exit fencing. Please be mindful of people racing when crossing the channel. Only one team member can wait at the rack position at any one time. So the swim is a 750 metre course in a clockwise direction. If you get into difficulty, please roll on your back and raise your arm and one of the kayaks will come to you. You will be transferred to the shore as soon as possible. You may rest by holding onto a safety boat, providing that you do not gain any forward motion on the course as a result. The swim will begin with swimmer ones starting one at a time after lining up along the lake bank in estimated swim time order. Please note that your timing chip will not start until you cross the timing mat. Light blue hats go first, followed by the white hats and then the blue hats. Once you've completed your swim, you will run back into transition and release the next swimmer or the first bike for swimmer 3 by swapping over your timing chip and ensuring that it's securely fastened to your wrist before leaving transition. Just so you know that yesterday the water temperature was about 19.6 degrees. So in transition, please make sure you keep transition area tidy. You are permitted to have a small rucksack in your transition space. You must have your helmet on and clipped up before you touch your bike. Competitors must not put their helmet on until they have fastened the timing chip to their wrist from their teammate. Timing chip, helmet, bike in that order. When you return to transition, you may only remove your helmet once your bike has been correctly racked. On the bike course, if you're wearing a number belt, please ensure the number is to the back. Drafting is not permitted at the event. In simple terms, you should remain 10 metres away from the bike in front unless overtaking, where you have 20 seconds to pass. Marshals will report any team member if they are gaining an unfair advantage by drafting. It is a 23-kilometre course. You'll start by riding down to the roundabout, travelling all the way round to come back on yourself. There are 3 areas of caution on the course. First is Bromham, which is about 4k into the course. There is a left turn followed by a right turn. You must sit up and slow down and obey the highway code. There is a long filter lane, so make sure you make full use of this. Apart from the hazard of the junction, after the right turn it immediately goes downhill to a sharp left-hand bend onto a narrow bridge, but you have right of way at this point. The second is the narrow bridges at Oakley, just before 18k. You will be warned by a marshal to sit up and slow down as you approach, as you cannot see the bridges until you clear the left-hand bend. By then it's too late to react to oncoming traffic. You may have to give way. After you completed the inner loop, you'll return to Bromham just before 21k. This time you must give way on the narrow bridge before the left and right turn. When you reach the junction, you must sit up, slow down, and make sure you obey the highway code. Again, there is a long filter lane, so make sure you make full use of this. The quality of the road surface is variable. Some have been resurfaced and some are poor. Please be mindful of this. It has been wet, so newly resurfaced roads can also be a hazard. The bike course is well signed. The mount and dismount line is on the road outside the park boundary. You will be warned to slow down before the dismount line. You must not mount your bike until you have one complete foot contact with the ground after the mount line. You must dismount your bike before the dismount line by having one complete foot contact with the ground before the line. If you fail to observe the line rules, you will be asked to go back and try again. If you fail to do so, then you will receive a penalty. The run course is a single lap following the lakes on your left-hand side before following the path round to the left. And make sure you turn right by the electricity pylon on the opposite side of the lake. On your way back, after running through the sections in the woods, keep the river to your left. You are running against the fixed signage. Our signage is clean and bright. If you're wearing a number belt, please ensure the number is on the front. Runners 1 and 2 keep to the right of the finish arch. Only runner 3 goes under the arch to finish the race. Your team members are welcome to cross the line together after the 5-bar gate, provided they do not impede other runners. Please ensure that you return your time and chip after the race. First aid cover. We have a professional medical team at the event. Please notify the nearest member of the event team if you're in need of any help or if you see a fellow competitor in trouble. We have radio contact with lots of marshals. The marshals are there for your safety. It is your responsibility to know the course. Signage is in place just to assist you. Please be courteous and respectful towards the event team. We have a lot to get through on prize giving, so please do not feel disgruntled if we are doing this while the race is in progress. Please remember that we have worked incredibly hard to put this event on. There will as ever be people watching, so please ensure that your conduct out on the road is of the highest standard. Please enjoy the race.